Hey there everybody, Tevin here, let's rock and roll. My Harvard Business Review article is titled, Where Will We Find Tomorrow's Leaders? Which is a conversation with Linda A. Hill, a Harvard professor in the School of Business. Now, this article explores the notion that we may not recognize the leaders we need tomorrow because of preconceptions in their background, meaning who they are and where they are from. Therefore, we need to re-examine our image of an ideal leader, along with the how and the where a person can acquire the skills to become one, which raises the question of what is leadership at its core? The article title, Where to Find Tomorrow's Leaders, seems to paint a picture that leaders are found just some certain place in the world, which the article uses to bring to our attention a common leadership misconception that leaders are born and found. Well, I challenged that notion when I initially read the title. Leaders are made, not born, and leaders need to be developed, not found. And the article also supports this by noting that markets and workforces are becoming increasingly global, leadership is changing and evolving, and leaders do indeed need an environment to be discovered and to be developed. Let's talk leadership. Here are some fundamentals on what is leadership. Well, first, leadership is everybody's business, as leadership is universal in all fields. Leadership is also about action, not position. Thirdly, leadership at its core is forming relationships with people, and the article supports this notion by stating making emotional connections that can motivate and inspire people. Lastly, it is critical in biotech for the sector to grow and have research and science to collectively build on each other. Leadership will be essential. Translating this to biotech, leadership is going to need continuous, not periodic leadership in the terms of understanding the two languages of science and business, as described in the Friedman lecture and in our text. This is an essential component which will nail the bullseye in biotech leadership for future business leaders in biotech to grow the sector. This will also require diversity and training of scientists and business professionals in understanding both worlds. A multidisciplinary team is necessary. Linda Hill lists two essential leadership practices that will define the future of leadership, which is also essential to the biotech sector. The first, which is often overlooked, is called leading from behind, which means creating a culture where other people are willing to lead. A leader is one who raises up other leaders. Now, this practice has three components. One is adopting a more inclusive style. Two is a leader being comfortable sharing power. And three are leaders seeing the extraordinary in ordinary people, because anybody can become a leader. The second leadership practice Hill mentions is what is called collective genius, which is a process of harnessing the creative talents of a diverse group. And to do so, one must create an environment where collective talent is able to be tapped into, which goes hand in hand with leading from behind. As a result, a network of ideas and advancements emerge through this, and all of these play off on each other in leadership. Cultivating future leaders, which is the heart of the article, requires creating an environment for leaders to be able to grow and be identified. Criteria for this environment includes not letting the preconceptions of people blind us to their leadership potential, because leadership is not about selection, but about development. Future leaders must be able to be nurtured by other leaders and provided opportunities to help others grow to lead. Linking these solutions, get it? Solution, haha, hashtag nerdy. But cultivating leaders in biotech is about creating an environment for biotech leaders to learn both languages of biotech, the business and the science, which will be the key to the future success of the sector. Integrating the knowledge of both of these languages and be open to the ideas that biotech scientists and researchers can become business leaders, and that business leaders can come to understand scientific research and lead. In summary, the future will be defined by developing leaders, not finding them. And to do so, one must first create the environment. Seeds cannot grow without the right environment. Let people who might otherwise be invisible to the organization because they lack conventional leadership traits make themselves visible through an open, leading environment. 2. Practice leading from behind. 3. Practice collective genius. And 4. Lastly, in biotech, upkeeping the learning of both the languages of science and business. To do so, this will require continuous, not periodic leadership. And booyah! That's my leadership presentation. Thank you so much for listening through the presentation. Here are my references. Now for the questions. 1. How do you define leadership in 15 words or less? This can be your own personal philosophy of leadership or a quote that you believe captures the essence of leadership from your perspective. 2. What are the 3 top qualities you value in a leader? And 3. What 3 values or elements of leadership is particularly important in the biotechnology sector? Thank you, everyone. Tevin out.